All right, for question 26. Seems like we are escalating the complexity of these inequality questions. We have absolute values. Last question, we have the quadratic function. And now we have a cubic function, a polynomial function. So now we have talked about how to graph polynomials. If we are giving you these, it's going to be something easy. It would not be something way too challenging. So the thing that you must be able to do is to see how you can make this polynomial into factored form. How can you make this into a factored form? Well, you have to show some mental math and say, wait a second, I think I see something. I think I can see that if you look at the first two terms, I can factor out the x squared. And then you say, well, if I look at it correctly, I can factor out a -4 for the last two terms. And make sure you factor them properly. And then you're like, wait a second, I think I see something. I see that there's an x minus 3 here and x minus 3 right here. So you can factor out the x minus 3. And what's left is x squared minus 4. And if you are very sensitive, you're like, wait a second, I think I see something. X squared minus 4 can be factored into x plus 2, x minus 2. So I hope that whenever you see these x squared minus 4, like inside your mind, inside your head, there's a little voice screaming at you and saying, factor it. You can factor this. So now you have a polynomial function. And now for me, I would go ahead and make a graph. I would say there is a root at -2, there's a root at 2, and there's another root at 3. I also know that it's a cubic function, and it's a positive cubic function. So that means it must start low and end high. And it's a very simple cubic function. Oh, by the way, there is a y-intercept of 12 because that's a standard form right here. So y-intercept, it's already there. So I'm just going to make a graph. Oops. Hold on. Let me make a nicer one. Okay. Something like this. So now we're saying, hey, which part of the polynomial graph is greater than or equal to 0? And we say, well, that's easy. This part is greater than 0. This part is greater than 0. So since you have to learn how to graph polynomials, why not use it, apply it? Okay, so our notation is going to be -2 to 2, inclusive, union, 3 to infinity. Okay, that would be our solution set, that this polynomial is greater than or equal to 0. For inequality notation, this would be -2 less than or equal to x less than or equal to 2, and or what? Or x is greater than or equal to 3. Okay, any of these values would make the solution, would make the statement true, would make the original inequality statement true. Okay. Now, for students who may prefer another method, there was another method that's called the sign chart. So if you know the factors like here, so you can say what is it called? You can draw a number line right here, and then you can put down x minus 3, x plus 2, x minus 2. Okay, you can put down these factors here, and then you can put down some numbers here as well. So this is like a, let me make a different color here so they can see better. let me make this purple line. So here we will have -2. Here we have a 2. And here we have a 3. Now, the sign chart is a viable method. The problem for using a sign chart is that a lot of people, they misconstruct the sign chart, so they missed out some values. So that's why I'm a strong advocate of I strongly encourage you to graph it. Okay, so so what's going on here? It's basically asking the question, is it positive or negative? Well, for x minus 3 for this factor, well, if x is greater than 3, then it's positive. If x is less than 3, it's all negative. Okay, and by the way, the reason why there's a little square to the left of -2 is because we are looking at the interval between -infinity to -2. And over here, we are looking at infinity. So the construction of the sign chart, it's in itself is a challenge for some students. Okay. X plus 2, if it is greater than -2, it's of course positive. But if it's less than -2, then it is negative. X minus 2, if it's bigger than 2, it's positive, less than 2, negative. So what we're doing here is that we are trying to look for the overall function. So we look at them vertically. So think about negative times negative times negative. For this part, negative times negative would give you negative. Negative times negative, which would give you positive. Or actually, let me circle the positive because we want it to be positive. From 2 to 3, be negative. From 3 to infinity, that would be positive. So whichever method that you use, you will get the same conclusion. Okay, whichever method you use, you will get the same conclusion. But for me, I would greatly prefer to use the graphing method. And again, it's a multiple choice exam, so I don't really know what method you use. Just find a way that you feel the most comfortable and get you to the correct answer.